Emil, year two is about to start. Just talk about what you did this winter back home or in New Jersey. Just talk about what you did overall as you preparing.
Was a short vacation. Went to Sweden, stayed with my family, and then back here pre-season. So we had a tough pre-season, a lot of work to do. So happy to be here. Happy to be here, back in New York, back for season start. Feels good. If everybody's fit and feeling good, so feels good.
Obviously, you guys had a big name in Choupo-Moting up top this year. Just talk about what you've seen from him this preseason and how you think that link up could be this year.
No, I mean, Shupo with his experience and his qualities is going to be a fantastic addition for us this year. We're excited for it. We want to help him as well as much as we can. And yeah, it feels good. He's an amazing guy here for the team, supports the young guys, so he's a big leader for us as well.
77 days, is that going to make a difference for you? Maybe getting off to a slow start?
Shouldn't be. I mean, it's for me it was the longest vacation I had in a lot of years because in Europe you don't have this long vacation, so it was nice. But feels good to be back. Everybody's been training very well. I think everybody knows what's going on, what we want to do. So we're excited for Saturday.
Do you think there'll be a target on your back all year because where you guys wound up?
Hopefully. I mean, it's for me. It's no problem. I mean, I said it even I think this preseason when I came back that last year showed us something and gave us something that we got to do better this year. We got to demand more, do more, and we played last year for the MLS Cup, and we want to do it this year as well. And to do that, we got to be ready. We got to be ready in every single aspect, and I think we got to just demand more from each other and have a great year. And I think everybody's got to step up responsibly wise. So I mean, it's going to be a great year. No, I think everybody, like I said, everybody this year got to take more responsibility. I think everybody showed themselves what they can do last year, develop-wise, and now this year even more off the pitch, on the pitch, demand more from themselves. And everybody has fantastic quality, so everybody's going to be very important because it's a long season, so we're going to need everybody every game. So that's going to help us a lot, and yeah, it's exciting.
So now, obviously, season two for you underway, about to start. Just talk. Let's just talk about the end of last year. Obviously, bittersweet. Obviously, you get thrust into that position in the final. Not ideal. Just talk about that final game and how you guys could use that as momentum or as motivation coming into the season.
Yeah, obviously it was disappointing coming that far and not be able to bring it home, especially for the amount of fans that travel as well. I think it was very disappointing, and it stayed like that for a few weeks until off season. So, but I think we tried to use that experience that we had. I didn't think we played a particularly bad game on the game day. I think maybe we even deserved the win. And maybe, but yeah, soccer is like that sometimes. Maybe one of the few games in the playoffs we maybe got a bit lucky and won. So yeah, it's small margins in soccer, but we definitely use that and to continue to build on that.
Obviously, a bit of a shorter off season for MLS standards, with only like 77 days between games. Just talk about what you did this off season back home or over here in the States, and just talk about what you kind of look to improve heading into next year.
Yeah, I was just at home with family. Obviously, spent a lot of time here with not being many breaks otherwise in the season. So yeah, I was just back home with my family and friends. So that was very nice. And yeah, then of course it was still a month and a half or so where we got off. So it's still a lot of time for me personally to work on a lot of different things. And yeah, I've done a lot of work during the off season, also in the preseason to improve. Of course, as a young player, you have a lot of different things to improve.
You guys add two veteran names in the back with Alexander Hack and Tim Parker. Just talk about what you could kind of learn from them with all their experience, especially from Hack and his time with the Bundesliga and with Sandro Storch back in the day. Just talk about what you could kind of learn from a guy like him and implement it into your game.
Yeah, a lot of things, of course. As you said, being at a top level for so many years, and also Tim also playing in the league for so many years, then they have a lot of experience, a lot of things to learn off, because there's a reason you stay at that level. So I think it's just small details every day that you try to pick up and see what they're doing in certain situations and so on. So yeah, I think it's very good for a lot of the young guys we have that to learn from. Not only those two, but a lot of the experienced guys that we have brought in this offseason.
Daniel, obviously a new season, obviously a shorter off season comparatively than MLS standards. Obviously, let's talk about last year, bittersweet ending. Just talk about how you can kind of use that game as motivation heading into this season.
No, definitely. It's the worst, one of the worst feelings I've ever felt, and never want to feel it again. And hopefully, yeah, we can just use that as hunger and motivation this year to try and go for it. Obviously, that's going to be the end goal again this year, is how we can get back to the final and come out on the other side. But we just got to focus on focus on the process this year, how we're going to go about what we did last year. We struggled middle of the year, had some injuries, wasn't really in our groove, so how can we be more consistent throughout the whole year?
Just talk about what you might have did this offseason. Obviously, 77 days between games. How did you enjoy this offseason, and what kind of did you work on this offseason as well?
Yeah, I had some time away. Went to the Dominican Republic with the family. Enjoyed that. Just need some time away to relax with family. That's the most important thing to me, family. So it was great to spend some quality time with them, and then it was just resting the body, healing up, and then before you know it, it's back doing work again, staying fit in the gym. Didn't really have that much time, but wanted to make sure that the body could reset, and up here as well. It's also you need that to calm down a little before you ramp it up again.
Obviously, JMI got his big move over to the Bundesliga this offseason. Just talk about your feelings when you saw that news and how happy you are for a guy like him.
Yeah, stoked for him to get that move. Playing the Bundesliga. FaceTimed him the other day, like how cool it was for him to start his first game at the Allianz against Bayern. But yeah, he's definitely gonna be missed. I mean, I lived next to him for like the past 6 months of last year, so that was really fun. But yeah, he's my guy. But I know he's on doing better things right now, and yeah, it's he did serve this club very well.
And then lastly for me, obviously you brought in names like Choupo-Moting and Alexander Hack in the back. Just talk about what all these signings did for the depth of this team and how you see this season playing out with now that you're playing U.S. Open Cup as well.
Sure, yeah, Choupo and Hack, who've developed a lot of experience, just like clever players who have got like the street smarts on the field. Tim and Raheem, like a lot of experience in MLS. They know the system in and out. So now it's just getting them acclimated to the style of play, getting everyone up to speed. But I really like what I've seen from like those guys so far.
So obviously, new season, new experience for you. Just talk about, making that decision to come to MLS in New York.
Yeah, it was basically just a phone call that I got. I think it was in September from Sandro. We were speaking a lot. We were speaking about the opportunity to come here, and yeah, I was speaking with my environment, with my girlfriend about the option to come to the Red Bulls. And yeah, I think a few days later I was calling him back, and we were speaking about details about arrangements, how we can make the deal. And then we were happy to confirm it very, very quick. Then I was signing, I think 1 or 2 months later. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
You talk about that experience with Sandro in the Bundesliga. Just talk about what you can take from those couple of years that he was your manager out there at Mainz, and how you can take what you know of his system, of his coaching, and kind of relay it to the players here or just to yourself.
Yeah, over the years, as you can imagine, you play a lot of systems. So you're familiar with nearly every system in soccer, like when you play for 10, 11 years on this level. But yeah, of course, it's nice to work with familiar people. And I was working with Sandro back in Germany, so I know what he wants, and I know which systems he wants to play, and what he's asking for me. And I hope I can deliver.
You have a lot of experience on the back line this season with a Sean Nealis, a Tim Parker, and then you also have a younger guy in a Noah Eile. What could you kind of, with your experience in the Bundesliga, what could you kind of mentor a guy like Noah Eile this year and kind of help him along in his second year in MLS?
Yeah, I think Noah not just has the potential to be like a very, very good Swedish player. He is already a good player. So we old experienced players, we don't go towards him and tell you have to do this, you have to do that. But of course we talk to each other, and if there's something we have to discuss, or if we have to adjust something in our system or in our defending or even build up, we speak about that. But Noah is the same part, like we are part of the team, so his word has the same weight than mine, and this is how we speak to each other. We speak on the same level. Yeah.
Julian, another year. Just talk about your off season, what you did this winter, and how do you see this upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, the off season, just trying to work hard, get ready for this season. We had a good preseason in IMG and Coachella, and yeah, I'm ready, and we're all ready as a team for the new season coming up.
Obviously, Choupo-Moting's a big name in European soccer. Now he's playing with you guys in MLS. Just talk about what you've seen from him these first couple of weeks, and what can you learn from a guy like him?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big name, and I'm happy to have him on the team, learn things from him, and I mean, he's looked great. He's a great player. He had some great times in Europe, and yeah, I'm just happy to see him this season and learn a lot of things from him.
Just a question about Tanner. Obviously, he got called up to the U17s, scored 4 goals. Just talk about what you could see from him this season down at Red Bull 2, and maybe you'll play a couple of games with him down there as well.
Yeah, no, he's a great player. Obviously, like you said, he did well with the national team, the U17s, and yeah, I think it just adds another young spark to the team, and I'm happy to see what he can do this season.
You guys made MLS Cup final last year. Just talk about how critical a good start to the season could be after kind of a bittersweet end to last year.
Yeah, I mean, we just used that, like you said, that bittersweet feeling to push this year and give us confidence to start the season well, and hopefully we can bring a trophy home this season.
Dylan, obviously new season, but let's just talk about how last season ended up. Obviously bittersweet to losing the final. Just talk about that overall experience and how you can kind of use that as motivation heading into this season.
Yeah, an incredible run. We've been watching some clips back in training for video, and just seeing some of those clips from the playoffs was special. I like to call it just an incredibly special run. A lot of hard work went into it, but yeah, I think we'll use that as motivation. Obviously, we came up short, but just to use that experience, like you said, the final was an unbelievable experience. I think a lot of guys grew from that game. It's a different game than any other game, but yeah, we're excited to start this new season. I think we got a lot to prove, and yeah, we're excited.
Obviously, at the back, you add a guy like Alexander Hack and Tim Parker as well. Just talk about bringing those two guys in and how overall this defense could look heading into this year.
Yeah, it's been different because I think we've brought in just two very experienced and guys that have unbelievable leadership qualities, which is a change. I think they'll slot right in. Two unbelievable players, not only with experience but just on the ball. Tim with the MLS experience, and then Alexander Hack with this European experience. They'll bring a lot of quality to the back line, and I'm looking forward to seeing them play.
You guys discovered 3 at the back last postseason, and it was very successful for you in that run. Just talk about your versatility from going from right back to a third center back, because obviously you'll be going in between those two this year. Just talk about your overall versatility in playing both those positions.
Yeah, I look at it as a challenge. I think I let Sandro know I'm comfortable anywhere along the back line, whether it's even on the left side. So hopefully he knows that. But yeah, I think it's just a special character trait of mine, just being able to play anywhere. I think I use that to my best ability.
Obviously, new season upcoming, but let's talk about last season and how it ended. A bit bittersweet, but is there any kind of motivation you could take from that game and getting there in the first place and kind of bringing it to this season?
Yeah, I think that playoff run and in the finals, we saw our potential. When we could come together and be the best that we can be, we can make a run in any competition. And we did it at a special time in the playoffs, and we fell just a little short in the MLS Cup. But now we know that we have to bring it every day, and I think we're ready for that starting Saturday.
Obviously, you add a couple defenders in Alexander Hack and Tim Parker. Just talk about what they could bring to this group and how you guys are looking heading into 2025?
Yeah, they're both experienced guys, both talented in their own ways, and I think we're lucky to have both of them on the team to contribute this year. There might be some, it might take some time to kind of trust and have an innate trust within each other, but that's normal when you add new pieces, and I think we'll do well on Saturday. We had some ups and downs in preseason, but that's what preseason's for, and I think we'll be ready for Saturday.
And then lastly for me, obviously they've added a new rule where only the captain can talk to the ref. Are you gonna, try to get the armband off of Emil a couple games to get some words in, or what, how do you think you're gonna handle that new rule?
No, I think it's a good thing. They probably implemented that rule partially because of me. Because I'm always yapping at the ref, so it's a good thing. I can just stay away from the ref and not lose my focus on the game.